Cancel culture strikes again this week, and I want to give two examples of it that I found interesting. So the first example is one of the Republicans who voted to impeach Trump. What's going on with him is he received all kinds of hate, sheer hate from his family, disowning him, being really upset. And I definitely don't want to laugh at that. It's just, it hits me funny in a way because it seems like in our culture, what's going on, regardless of the topic, is people are attaching themselves to the outcomes of pretty much unrelated things. Unrelated in that if you think about what the main character would be of any given situation in the impeachment, that's probably going to be Trump. So if anything is angled at anyone else, specifically for a person who voted to impeach him from a party that isn't being looked at to be doing that at all, when that happened, what happened within his family is they disowned him, they sent him all kinds of vitriol and just mean stuff. And my question is, why was that their response? Why did they think that any of this has to do with them and what they might say to him? And why would that make anyone feel better? Why is that narrative getting attached by other people judging other people? I feel like anytime judgment comes in, it's an emotional awareness red flag, because judgment in itself doesn't usually have a place. My question is, who asked you? What is this about? And this was about a guy who went in. His job was to vote either way. He did. And because of that, people are taking the intolerance of that feeling, what that made them feel, to the extent of disowning that individual. Why are passions that strong? And the only answer I can come up with is people actually think that other people care about how they feel about everything. Now, not just some things. We care about people and how they feel about some things, but this I'm talking about is more intense. People actually feel like other people care about everything they feel. They must. Otherwise, the reaction to some of this would not happen. Another example of this, when the Vince Lombardi trophy was thrown by Tom Brady, the lady who is the daughter of the guy who came up with the design, and when Tom Brady threw that over the water, she flipped out. She felt totally like disrespected and all kinds of things. And my same question, why does she think that anyone cares about how that made her feel? Cancel culture cares about how everybody feels about everything, which is part of the problem with it. Because it's ineffective, because it's just this. It's not a system whatsoever. But what's going on with that is when she sees that trophy, she sees her dad and all those feelings are there. But what is going on to where she feels that all of us are concerned about that, in that it would change the outcome of this or there'd be consequences of this? It seems so emotionally unaware to attach yourself to the outcomes of stories that have nothing to do with you. We have to get to a place where our story ends and then the next thing begins. If I'm looking at a situation and I'm not the main character, then I don't pass judgment, because the main character is usually not around to even consider the judgment. And so enough times of that, you just go through life and you understand that not everything is about you. And when you feel this call to judge other people, it's probably an emotional red flag for you. The lady with the trophy, she might want to talk to somebody, in my opinion, about why she attaches so much feeling to an inanimate object. And why the family of this Republican attached their personal value for this person as a human to something that went on within the bounds of the law and within the bounds of what his job description is. We're going to have different opinions from other people. It's going to happen. Is this how we're going to react to it? It just seems that if we're going to get anywhere in terms of personal growth, each individual, shouldn't we be asking more so, who am I to judge? And just wait for that answer. Usually, the answer will be no one to judge. It's not going to impact the outcome. Your outrage isn't going to change anything, specifically when we're talking about attacking a family member for their political views, whether they've shifted or not. These seem like unreasonable things to be doing to each other, and then people seem so shocked when the shoe is on the other foot and they've done or said something that not every single person agrees with, and they're receiving the judgment. I wonder then if those that are so quick to point the finger and get super personally upset will ever look at themselves in the mirror after they are on the other side of this, which of course will happen to all of us at some point, being human. And they will say, ooh, I was wrong. Maybe that'll be a moment of growth. I don't know. But if you're reading the headlines right now and you're thinking to yourself, why are people acting this way? Why are people reacting this way even more so? And where's the plan of action rather than just the outrage? If you're finding yourself thinking those things, you're probably a pretty practical person. Your emotional awareness might have kicked up a notch watching all that has gone on with the inception of the hyperconnectivity we all have with each other. Maybe we wouldn't feel so personally involved with everything if we didn't feel so super connected to everything. The connection that technology has created is going to continue to evolve, and we can see that by seeing everything real time and the 6 degrees of separation, which is minimal, that we all already have, meaning you're maybe 6 people away from anyone, and you're only your cell phone away from seeing everyone. Your emotions could get tangled up in that. It's a really good learning opportunity, though. Realize where your story starts and ends in these situations. Have your opinions, have your feelings, make your actions align with those feelings and thoughts. Bottom line is this: when you are not personally involved in something, your outrage is misplaced. It doesn't make sense in the situation. It's just this glaring bright light on whoever you are that you can't emotionally control your personal feelings about matters that you have no control over. And that's not the way to be. We're going to see more of this. It's going to get crazy. It's hopefully going to start waking people up to see, wow, if I feel really personally involved about something that I have no control over, perhaps that's something I should be working out within myself, because when I say it out loud and online, I end up looking loud and wrong. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you next time, probably having something to do with more going on in our culture and the next person that got canceled. Who knows who's going to be next? Honestly, who knows? Take care, guys. Bye.